Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a life update video. I haven't done one of these in a while. There's been a lot going on in my life, a lot of things, and I just feel like it's really hard to talk about those things in like my normal videos because I like to keep them relatively structured most of the time. But today I'm just really feeling the need to update you guys, to give you guys the rundown of what's been going on the past 6 months or so. This is going to be a very chatty sit down video. These are actually my favorite types of videos to watch on YouTube while I'm getting ready for the day or while I'm washing the dishes, something like that. So if you're the same, this is going to be a great video for you. So let's go ahead and get started. I don't know where to begin. We have had a little bit of a rough time here lately. I'm gonna go back a little bit further just to kind of update you. The last life update we talked about plans for baby number 2. We talked about plans for a Disney vacation. We talked about plans of doing a podcast together. All of these big things we had plans to do, and a lot of those things have changed. So you guys probably know by now I work in retail. I'm a manager at a TJ Maxx in my town. I have been with the company 8 years today, actually. 8 years today. I started out as a part-time sales associate and worked my way up through the company. So that's a whole thing. We had a very, very challenging Christmas season. We did a record-breaking number of sales, which is great for the company, and it was great for us too because it's reflected in my bonus, but it was a very challenging Christmas season. I work 45 hours a week. That did not change during Christmas because I physically I just couldn't put that much more into it. I did travel to another store 3 days a week, most weeks. So I guess I did technically work a little bit more during Christmas, but not that much more than my normal 45 hours a week. So that was just a really tough season for me. Moving on after that, January, February, we're currently at the very end of March. The past 3 months have been a really rough with COVID, sickness, all of the things. So basically, Grayson's daycare has closed, I believe, 4 times due to either close contact, close contact, he's never actually had COVID, but his school has closed like 4 times, and we are both full-time working parents, and Josh's job in particular, like it's a startup company, he is really, really, really needed every day. I'm needed as well, but I am a member of management in a high volume store, which means there are typically more than one manager not on duty, but in the building at the same time. So sometimes if I happen to miss a day, which I don't miss work up until the past couple of months, if I miss a day, it's not the end of the world. But like I said, the past 3 months or so, Grayson's school has closed 4 times due to COVID. The last time they had just closed for 5 days, and it was on a weekend. So Saturday and Sunday he was home with Josh, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday we had to find solutions. But there's a reason our child is in daycare, and it's because, like I said, we both work full-time jobs. We require our income to survive. So it has just been a very challenging time, really scrambling every single time, and you literally find out like the day before at like 9 p.m. and it's just very stressful. That's what's happened every single time. It's like the day before at 9 p.m. we get a text message saying the school is going to be closed for 5 to 10 days because of exposure, and it's just been nightmare. I know a lot of families are struggling with that. and we have been very fortunate. Josh has stayed home a couple of days with Grayson when I didn't feel like I could miss work. I've stayed home several days with him when I felt like it wasn't going to impact the store too much. Josh's mom has worked from home several days and watched Grayson for us. Josh's grandma drove down from where she lives for several days to watch him, and my brother and his girlfriend, my mom. So many people have rearranged their entire life several times to make sure that we have care for our son. So it really truly does take a village, and it's just been, you know, challenging. And on top of all of those things, Grayson has just been kind of a sickly kid, and it sounds like this is pretty common for his age group, especially for children who are in daycare. So he's almost 2.5, which is crazy. I was planning on doing a 2-year update, but I didn't get around to it. I might still do that. But he's 2.5 now, and from the time he was about 9 months to the time he was around 2, he has had 12 ear infections. He's had the flu. He's had another viral bug. He's had pink eye twice. What else? Colds. I mean, I sound a little sick right now. I've been sick for like a week. Grayson's just now got over it. We have both been pretty sick with a cold the past week. Young kids in daycare, that's pretty normal. It just feels like a lot. So he has been sick off and on forever, basically. And it's just been an adjustment. I am not a person who gets sick very often. As a child, I wasn't really sick hardly at all. I have the cold, you know, seasonally like most people. But as far as like missing school, missing work, no, not me. So that has been a huge adjustment as a person and as a mother, trying to deal with both of us working full time and then also trying to take care of our son and make sure he's happy and healthy. The colds don't really bother him. This past one was pretty bad, so that would be the exception. It's really taken me off guard the past year or so. You know that you're going to be sleep deprived when they're really young. I just didn't quite understand what that actually meant. I thought once they kind of started sleeping through the night, you know, they're just always going to sleep through the night. Not true. Not true. Anytime he's been sick, he either wakes up before we go to bed or wakes up in the middle of the night or wakes up at 4 a.m. And it hasn't felt that bad until this past week, where he had the same cold that I have. Is probably more like a viral bug. I'm not really sure. Because he couldn't breathe I would say the first 4 nights that he woke up, it was because he was coughing and or like he was having a hard time breathing. Luckily for us, we have a Tempur-Pedic bed that we can kind of raise up, so that helped. But he, the past week, has woken up in the middle of the night every single night for like several hours at a time. So that has been a challenge, and it's just something that I was not expecting when I became a parent. It's just more challenging than I would have thought. There was one night in particular, I think it was, yes, it was Sunday into Monday. So Sunday night I closed at work. We closed earlier on Sunday, so I got home probably around 8:45 or 9, and then the next morning I had to be at work at 5:45 to open. And Grayson, luckily, like, I went to bed at like 9:30 or 10, which is early for me on Sunday night. I went to bed on the couch because I knew he was gonna wake up at some point, and sure enough, 1:30 a.m. we're ready to go. I think he initially wakes up because he's not feeling well, especially towards the end of it, and then he just wants to watch TV. So from about 1:30 to 3, I was up with him, and that's Finley outside the door. I don't know if you can hear that. I was up with him, and then I let Josh take over from about 3 to 4 when he went back to sleep. So just the not sleeping thing has been a challenge that I did not expect to see. Aside from that, there's been a lot going on the work front for me. Like I said earlier, I've been with TJ Maxx for 8 years. And up until the past couple of years, I honestly thought I was going to retire with the company. I still might. I haven't decided anything officially. But I'm definitely weighing my options. There are some things that just had happened in the past couple of years after COVID that I did not appreciate the way things happened. And I didn't feel like the management was taking care of the way they should have been. We weren't, that's just a fact. And so it's just been increasingly difficult to work there. We're in a national hiring crisis, of course. So as far as staffing is concerned, this is the lowest number I've ever seen at my store. And we're the busiest we've ever been because people are out shopping. I think with the inflation and everything, I think we'll start to see a decrease in that. But like January and February, we were all just completely shocked at the business. So anyway, it's just been a lot trying to juggle that. I haven't been necessarily happy at my job for honestly the past couple of years. So I'm just trying to weigh the pros and cons of staying. If I stay another 2 years, I will get another week vacation. So I'll be at 4 weeks vacation, which is a huge pro, obviously. And there's a lot of pros to staying, but I think it's scary to think about leaving a place you've worked for almost a decade to go do something else. And then of course, we are still planning on trying for baby number 2 soon. Initially, I think the last video I had done a life update, we had talked about we were gonna start trying, basically when that video posted, and then real life kind of happened with Grayson being sick all of the time and my work being really difficult, and Josh's job kind of taking off, and just a lot of financial struggles. We decided to put it off another year. So this time around we wanted to plan it because Grayson was not planned. At the time we knew that was probably going to happen, but he wasn't planned, and we didn't think about like the long term effects of a child. So this time around we're trying to plan a little bit more for like childcare. What can we afford? What is that going to look like on a weekly basis? Obviously my maternity leave when we want to have the baby, because last time I do get seasonal depression, and I do feel like I had postpartum depression with Grayson, and so this time around I would prefer to have a baby in the spring or summer months, just because I guess just the way I'm wired, I am much happier in the spring and summer. I think that's probably pretty common. So we're gonna try for our next baby to be born next spring or next summer, which means we will be starting to try pretty soon. Hopefully, I think we're gonna start trying like May, June, July, August, those several months, and then if we don't get pregnant by like November, December. I don't know. We'll probably have to put it off another year, but we'll see how it goes. Hopefully everything goes well with that. I know, of course, life doesn't always work out the way that you want it. I don't know. It's just been a really interesting time because we have known that we've wanted a second. Pretty much always, like we've always known we wanted more than one child. I think Josh would be happy with just Grayson, but I would like him to have a sibling. I totally understand why people only have one, by the way. Like I did not get that before I had children, but now that I have a child, like I totally get why you would only want to have one. But I do want to try for one more, and it's just been tough knowing like you want to have another child, but you know that really you can't afford another child. And so we're doing everything we can to get us in a better spot to be a little bit better with this next one. But it's still, I mean, just the daycare cost alone is going to be another additional weekly cost that's pretty significant. And so we're just trying to factor all of those things in. And ultimately, I mean, we can't wait forever. Grayson is 2.5. If this baby is born when we're hoping they're born, he will be 3.5. And that's a good age gap in my opinion. I don't want to go that much further out. And honestly, if we keep waiting and keep waiting and keep waiting, it's just never going to happen. And I don't want that to be the case. So I think we're going to struggle for many years. And then once the kids are older, maybe we'll be in a better spot. But just a challenging season of life. But I just wanted to give you guys that update, keeping it on more of a positive note. I am really excited. I have been posting on my TikTok account pretty much every day consistently. I've been doing cleaning content. Mostly I do some shopping hauls, shop with me videos, restocks, but mostly cleaning, which has helped my sanity. And if for no other reason than this, it has been totally worth it, excuse me, to post on there. I remember back when one of my employees tried to convince me to get a TikTok. I didn't understand why. And now I'm just really grateful because every single day I have it in my brain that I have to post content on my TikTok. And so I'll walk around the house and think, okay, what are some things that I can make a video about? And it's got to be like cleaning. So, you know, on my worst days for content, I'll just post a laundry video of me doing laundry, like putting laundry into the washing machine. And if that is the only thing that I have done to clean that day, it's more than what I would have done if I didn't like have a TikTok. So it has helped me keep up with the cleaning, the daily chores, which in turn has really helped my stress levels at home. On my days off before TikTok, I would literally just 7 a.m. until probably 2 or 3, just cleaning, stressed out, frustrated. And now that I'm doing TikTok consistently, I am, you know, keeping up with things a lot better. Like I used to only put away laundry on my days off, or I used to only clean the toilets on my days off, or the shower, or the sinks, or the bathrooms. But now I'm like, well, gotta put content out there. So I'm gonna clean the vanity in our bathroom, and then it takes me 5 or 10 minutes and I feel so much better. And then on my days off, I still have chores to do, but it's not like an all-day event. So I'm very grateful for that. That's kind of a positive thing that's been happening in my life. I've been working out more consistently with the exception of the past couple of weeks because not only has Grayson been sick, he also has had a couple accidents, which are of course very stressful as a parent. Last Wednesday, we have these, like we have a bar in our kitchen and we have bar height chairs. So they do have a back on them. He was helping me put sugar on some strawberries and I literally turned away for a split second to grab something. I can't even remember. I think it was like a wipe. I think I was gonna wipe his hands off or something. And he kicked off with his feet off of the bar and the chair went back and he hit the back of his head on our tile floor, screaming bloody murder. Inconsolable. I was sitting on the ground just like this, like rocking him back and forth. And as a parent, you're like, your mind just immediately goes to the worst. I'm like, oh my God, he's like cracked his skull. He's gonna get a brain bleed. You know, if you're a parent, you get it. It's just like your mind goes to the worst thing imaginable. So we took him to urgent care that night and that was our entire night, you know? And a few days later, this past week, guys, I had just progressively like, it is what it is. Anyway, so what day was it? Today, what day is today? Today is Thursday. I think it was Monday. So yeah, I think it was Monday. Yes, because I ended up working like 5:45 to 4 because I had to get my review. Come home. I don't know what happened, but I was in the restroom. Josh was cooking Grayson a grilled cheese sandwich, and lo and behold, he stuck his little fingers on the stove top and burnt the ends of his fingers, just like these three, just the very ends. So I'm in the bathroom and I hear him start to scream and I'm like, oh my God, what is it now? What could it possibly be? Like, obviously something happened. So I run out there. Oh my God, just, it's one thing when your child is hurt and you can comfort them, right? But with a burn, it's just a different kind of pain and it is constant. And so he was just writhing in pain, screaming. I'm trying to console him as best I can. We tried to get some burn cream on his hand. And in the moment, it is just horrific. In the moment, it's just horrific. And you can't see past that moment. And then the next day, he woke up and it was like nothing had ever happened. And so the tips of his fingers were a little whiter than the rest of his skin. We've been keeping an eye on it, but it has now been 3 days since that happened and he is acting like nothing has ever happened. He's using his hand, his fingers, it's not bothering him at all. Of course, we're going to keep an eye on it to see if it blisters or anything, but it's just one thing after another. And I'm so grateful that he's okay. And now that it's behind us, I'm grateful that he's okay. I don't know. So it's just been a lot going on. I'm sure you all can relate. It's been a crazy couple of years for everybody. Back to YouTube though. I'm sorry, I'm like all over the place. There's been so many things that I wanted to update you all on and I haven't had the time to like sit down and just do it. So with YouTube, I'm excited. I have been putting less pressure on myself to post something every single week, although I think that's a good goal to have. It was just a lot to handle with Grayson being sick all of the time and then TikTok and then working full time. I feel like I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I do have several videos planned coming up shortly, and My YouTube is starting to grow just a little bit. Not a lot, but it's growing enough to where it makes me excited and it makes me want to continue posting. So I do have plans to continue posting more videos. I might do something tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow as well. Josh has a procedure he's doing, getting done today, so we have to go to the hospital here pretty shortly. That's a whole other story, another stressor for us. But yes, I am going to be posting more videos soon. I have a vacation coming up in 2.5 weeks. I think it's about 2.5 weeks, and I don't have anything planned for my vacation except to work on TikTok, work on YouTube, work on our coasters for the craft shows that we're gonna do later in the year. Excuse me, and just like really clean the house, get everything back in order, kind of reset. We are wanting to kind of update Grayson's room from a baby room to a little boy's room. So that might be something that I work on during my vacation. I might actually do a video on that. I can't believe he's 2.5. He's just so special. And it really has just been a joy to watch him, a stressful joy, but a joy. And he is just so smart and so funny and so kind and so generous. And kids are just so pure, you know, it's just, they just have the biggest hearts. And to watch that is just so special. Oh my God, I'm like gonna cry. But he's turning into a little boy instead of a baby. So we're gonna update his room. He might be able to help us with the theming of it. I don't know, guys. Because, you know, when he was a baby, I picked out the theme of his nursery, and you know, it was what my aesthetic kind of. But I think I want him to have a part in what it looks like. Right now we've transitioned his crib into a toddler bed, so it no longer has the front. But he's big, he's tall, he's almost 40 pounds, and he's really tall. He wears a size, depending on the brand, 4T, 5T, or little boys 4 for like shirts. So he's kind of outgrowing the mattress. So I think we're gonna eventually, well, not eventually, pretty soon, we're probably going to get him like a twin bed. We'll see. Lots of changes coming up. So that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about today. Thank you guys for being on this journey here with me. I've got lots of content coming up, like I said. I hope you stick around. If you enjoy this type of video, give me a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.